Kyle Podcast, episode 10.
Episode 10. Back again, Ryan and Paul.
Hey, Paul and Ryan, the benchmark,
Come
episode
on.
10. Hey, thank you
The
so much.
benchmark.
Man. Thank you so much for everybody who supported us.
Yes, sir.
This is something that's coming natural to us, and we enjoy doing it, talking
Come on.
about topics. So
Come on.
Ryan, he wanted to start off with the topic of the day, the Sox and the Cubs.
Hey, man.
Go ahead.
Hey, man, you've been keeping me up to date with what's been going on. I've been trying to tune in when I can. Just with the cable situation, these games are on different stations. I was tuned into basketball earlier on my ESPN app.
Nice.
You've been really keeping me up to date on the Sox, and we was hoping today for a clean sweep.
Hey,
Southside Pride.
Yeah.
Cubs ain't nothing. It was at Wrigley today, I guess, right?
Yeah, I had the small broom ready, but then I had to push broom ready as well. But it just ain't work out.
Hey. So let them know how the Sox fare in this 3-game series.
Man, our batting order is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Man, the Cuban connection, Cuatro Cubano, as they were calling them.
I like that.
You got a
Cuban connection.
Yeah, you got Abreu, who just, man, was hitting the ball like a monster. You got Moncada.
Yeah.
You got Moncada. You got Eloy Jimenez, and you have the young boy, Luis Roberts, man, who just showing everybody out. But this last game, I got to give it to the Cubs. Darvish, man, amazing. Easily top 5 pitcher, bro. Easily top 5 pitcher. He came out and gave the Sox some work, and then Schwarber hit a home run for 2 runs. So the game was low scoring. They got the win with 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got the other 2 games, so we took the series. But, Crosstown Classic, man. Everybody loves to see
Game 2.
Yeah.
Game 2, they whooped their ass. I seen that one. I tuned in for the last 4 innings, and it was 8-0. I think it might have started 6-0 when I tuned in, and it just kept going up.
Hey, man.
It was definitely 8-0 by the time it was top of the 9th. So I was like, come on. That's what I like to see.
You gonna get this work? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even talk about that first game, 10-1. I mean, I know. Cubs
Come on.
Don't want to hear that, but shout out to them, man. It's a Chicago team, but
yeah. Crosstown Classic. Well, we moving on. So what's the next step for the Sox, man?
Hey, man, just keep it consistent, man. Bullpen's looking.
Yeah.
Bullpen's looking good, man. Just maintain pretty much what they've been doing. I mean, like I said, that last game was a hard-fought game, and the Cubs is what?
Yeah.
Number one. They number 1 in their division, right? So it's it wasn't like we were beating a chump team, bro. Even though they are.
Nah.
We beat a good team. So I mean, honestly, that put a little bit more fire under the Sox. So I mean, I'm interested, man. Can you imagine that, a World Series with the Cubs and the Sox? Oh man.
We looking good, man.
Hey. Yeah.
I'll fly back to Chicago, COVID or not, for that.
Hey, bro. Hey. I'm taking a cloth and just wrapping my head. You know what I mean?
Woo!
Sanitizer in both back pockets. Fuck it.
Hazmat suit show up at O'Hare. What up?
I'm ready to rock. Lysol in hand.
Come on now.
Come on, man.
But yeah, like I was saying, I was tuned into the ESPN app earlier. I was watching some of these basketball games. I've been trying to keep up to date just because it's been back on. But like I said, man, it's a little interesting trying to catch sports nowadays because you don't know. It's are they playing it on ABC on the big channels, or is it ESPN, ESPN3? The other day it was TNT, but I've had to keep up on the apps just with my smart TV. Doesn't have the cable, so I just got to download these apps. So, I tune in, and the other day, not today, but the other day, Luka's been balling out. I told you people been calling him best NBA player in the league right now.
False. Okay, but go ahead.
I don't know who it was, but you had a player. I think the pressure is getting to them.
Right.
Somebody cracked under pressure.
Right.
He had made a shot on Luka, and as he's backing up, you can see the cameras catch him. If you could read lips, he says bitch ass white boy.
Yeah.
So, today that same bitch ass white boy came back and hit a 3 game buzzer for the win.
Hey, man.
Solidifying the people who are calling him the greatest. So all the Luka fans got their fuel to now pipe right back up and say, "What's up? He ain't going for nothing. He ain't going for nothing."
Hey, he ain't.
Now, we was talking earlier about that's the wrong move, because look, I know it's getting tense in the bubble. I've seen other players, black versus black, get mad at each other and say, "Yeah, what up, bitch? What's up?"
Right.
That's all cool. But now you're going to add bitch ass white boy when you speak into Luka.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I know you upset because it's a white guy balling on you. And I know, white man can't jump and all that. But, just ball out. Just ball out harder. Go hit the gym,
Yeah, you a professional, bro. Like back up. You feel me? It's like I said, especially what's going on in the world right now. If somebody would have said bitch ass black boy, okay, now you got to fight on the court. It's like, look, racism in any shape or form is zero tolerance right now. Like, dude is a professional. He definitely should have watched what he said. Do I think that Luka's the best player in the NBA? Fuck no. But on that note, it's like, people are entitled to their opinions. That's what makes America a great country, right? So it's like, man, have your opinion, but man, watch your mouth, homie.
Yeah.
Watch your mouth.
Hey, WWJD, what would Jordan do?
Yeah, you hear me? Jordan just score on them, bro.
Exactly.
Maybe homie need to go sit back in the locker room and watch what I'm saying?
Last Dance.
Watch the document, bro. You show it out on the court. You know what I'm saying? Don't say stuff like that, man. That's
lift some weights, man.
Yeah.
Take some shots, shoot some threes, run some drills.
Yeah. Get your weight up, homie.
Yeah, man. Don't let them get to you in the bubble, man. It's tense out there. I know they allowing your family, so call your girl, get her up there. Yeah. Just move out, relax. Get back to it.
Wear your mask. Hey, bro,
yeah.
I don't want to jump off the subject, but
good?
I read something earlier too, man. They talking about the NFL, right? And I'm excited for all to come back, bro.
Okay, yeah.
But it wasn't a specific team, I don't think. But they said that they tested that 7 NFL players tested positive for COVID.
I've seen that.
I'm like, yo.
Now look. On that same coin, I'm seeing there's some MLB players who there's a team, like I said, like you said, no specific team, but there's a team that had 0 positive cases.
Exactly.
So, a few episodes back, we were talking about how cases were popping up in the MLB. So, they're looking like they're getting their act together.
Exactly.
Now, here's the NFL, and right now the NFL, they're not in season, but it doesn't seem like they have a bubble situation.
Right.
Now there's players testing positive. So, if the MLB can do it, NFL got to act fast. Hopefully nobody is serious with their cases.
Right.
So, just quarantine, get better, and then figure out a way to keep people safe. Because before the season starts and you got 7, it's not a good look. Not a good look,
bro. And it's the thing. It's good corporate practices as well, bro. Good business practices.
Yeah.
Don't be reactive, bro. Be proactive. You know what I mean? You an NFL player. You're an NFL player. You know that COVID-19 is a thing. I mean, all you naysayers, COVID-19 is a thing, right?
And look, all those NCAA players were using the NFL players as their examples for why they shouldn't play. Talking about they make millions, they're opting out, or they're being cautious. So why should I play if they're being cautious? And now 7 of the NFL players are coming down. That's not encouraging for NCAA to get back at it. It's like, look, I told you. So
in the Big Ten already canceled their season, which I'm upset about.
Yeah,
I watch Illinois. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get it though. I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Safety.
Yeah, just like you said, safety and hopefully they get their stuff together. Because man, I was looking forward to football. I'd have to admit it. It's been a treat. You know, even though the Hawks got put out, R.I.P. the Hawks. You know what I'm saying? The Hawks got put out. You know, I was supporting.
Wait, you talking NHL right now?
I'm talking Blackhawks, man. Shout out to Crawford.
Son.
Man. Shout out to Crawford.
I peeped the game the other day. With just two random teams because it was on. And everyone was like, what's going on with the Blackhawks? So they're out.
They're out. They won the first game. But first and foremost, and I'm going to back up, and I'm going to go ahead and say it too because a lot of people were thinking it. The Hawks weren't supposed to be in it anyway. You see what I'm saying? So when they came up with this structure, they had to play in a qualifying round to even get into the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not only were the Hawks not supposed to get in there, we actually won, qualified, then got into the playoffs. But then we turned around and played a number one team out here who has, uber money, unlimited amounts of money. Yeah. Some of the best players in the league right now. Young, good players. They actually look like the Hawks used to look. I gotta give them that credit. They look like that. And man, like it was number 8 versus number 1, bro. Like it went exactly how you thought it was gonna go. You feel me?
Knocked us out the pain.
So I mean, shout out to them. No, at least we got to get in the playoffs. At least they got to play. We got a little bit of a show. We got to win, so I can't be mad. But it's one of those things. Like so, Crawford.
It's gonna happen at some time.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna happen, bro. And Crawford, man. Let me tell you something. This dude, man, because I've seen a lot of naysayers on Twitter. I've seen people post stuff, Crawford, like he's getting older. Like, I don't know if he's the goalie we need. Man, one game he had 40 saves, bro. He saved 40 shots on the man in one game, bro.
All right.
And that was the game we won. So it's like, come on. It's like, come on. That's elite status. I don't care how you say it. That's elite goalie status. Not many goals. So shout out.
So we got people on the team. We just gotta build around them.
Yeah. We picked up a young boy from DU out here in Denver, and then we picked up another young boy from Notre Dame, actually.
Okay.
So a local cat, from over there in South Bend. So I mean, we're good moving forward. But I mean, to my point, it's been really good watching NHL. It's been really fun watching MLB. So it's like, come on, NFL.
Let's get it together, man. We wanna tune in whenever it's safe. We want to tune in. If it's we don't want to postpone the season any more than it already has been.
Man, I mean, it's stressful as is. You know what I'm saying? With everything that's going on, you take away sports from everybody. Shoot, we're gonna have something going on out here, dude. We're gonna have.
Well, man. Sports in the street.
Purge in the
different type of sport.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Let's get into this recap, man. We started off the episode like we said. Thank you for your support. We're at 10 episodes now. That's an important milestone.
Absolutely.
See, a lot of our favorite podcasts are at episode 300 something, approaching 400. You got Rogan, the man of this podcast shit. He's at 15 or 1700 or something. So for us to hit our 10 episodes and we still going well, it's a small feat, but it is something to be proud of. So
very proud of.
What do you think, just looking back on these 10 episodes, man?
Man, first and foremost, I want to thank every single guest who's been on the podcast. We've had some really good conversations. We touched on some really good subjects, relevant, informative.
Yep.
So we have to really be grateful for the people who've come on here. Shout out to everybody: Jams, Neil Magny, Bill Lester, Doug DeBugger. I hope his event went well.
Yes, sir. React Rally.
Yeah. I would have loved to go down to Atlanta for that, but everybody was
of good nature.
Oh man, come on now, my man David.
Jason Fox,
the man himself. I've tuned in to a couple of you. If you guys aren't following Jason Fox as well, he always streams on a Friday, Saturday night. He always streams some beats or some compilation of beats that he comes up with, and they're amazing, man. Good music. I mean, I open up something to drink with some friends, and I let it, quarantine together with some smooth.
Let it rip.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited. Nowhere to go from.
Hey, man.
Yeah. And
Talking about some of our guests. Shout out Neil Magny. You told me some news. You wanna clue the people in on an update from Magny?
absolutely. If you haven't watched that episode, go back and watch that episode. See who he is. See where he come from. See what he represents. Neil
Yep.
Magny is actually fighting on August 28th.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Bam, bam, bam,
That's right.
5 days away. That's 5 days away. Right before episode 11.
Yeah.
So tune in.
He locked in the deal, and I believe it's 2 fights, right? So it's this UFC coming up, and then the next one. So he's fighting. He's fighting in Vegas.
Let's get it.
Unfortunately, I once I saw that, I was like, dang.
Like trying to follow up. We trying to get to Vegas.
Man, I'm trying to go to Vegas. You know what I mean?
The COD Live follow up with Neil Magny.
But it's my birthday on the 28th.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'm gonna celebrate a little. I already had something planned. So shout out to Neil, man, and I'm definitely gonna be tuning in regardless. And we're gonna do a recap on that like we always do.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited for it, man. We'll post that episode again so you guys can see it, and like I said, see who he is, see what he represents, and man, we know Neil gonna win. Let's just call it right now. You know, I know my guy. So
come on, man, Haitian sensation.
That's right.
Come on, man.
Shout out Haiti.
So I guess to end the recap talk, it's just about the future now.
Yeah.
10th episode ain't the end. We gonna have another 10 and another 10 and another 10. Keeping these guests going too. Let us know, for these solo episodes, let us know what topics you want to hear, man. Don't be shy. I mean, I know we delve into what we want, but if you really got something pressing, hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on our Instagram page, comment on the YouTube, and let us know what you want to hear. We're always down to take suggestions and speak on what you throw at us. We're always down to learn about something new.
And I gotta throw this out there, man. The COD ain't dodging shit.
Hey, out here, full speed ahead.
Hey, we're not dodging. There's no subject you can throw at us that we're not willing to tackle.
Come on.
That we don't know somebody who would have a solid opinion on it from either an expert or somebody in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
We can get on here to discuss such things. So,
I mean, matter of fact, let's start off right now with one of them topics. I know if you watched our last episode, we spoke a little bit about, investment options with Thug the Bugger himself.
Yeah.
But speak to us about Moderna, man.
Hey, Moderna. They signed a huge contract with the U.S. government. If you don't know who Moderna is, or what Moderna is, rather, Google them. They were one of the leaders in developing the COVID-19 vaccine, which everybody wants to know about that, right? It's huge.
Yeah.
They are, and what Fauci said last time he came on and gave us an update, he said that potentially a vaccine will be available first of the year, which we're talking January, or second month in the year, which is February, which, as crazy as it sounds, it's August right now. That's not that far away.
Hey, man, I'm ready, man, and I hope it goes smooth because, I read some information today that's a little troubling. They're talking about Trump is trying to put a fast track on an experimental vaccine.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair and let the listeners know, all I did was, I read that headline and I kept it moving. But to me, when I see experimental vaccine, that means there's something in place. There's something, in the works. It could work. It could not.
Right.
But to me, if a and he wants to push this out before Election Day. Obviously, he thinks that's going to help his numbers. Hey, I'm saving the people. Here's a vaccine. Vote for me. But my thing is, when you say experimental, it's like, did you go through all the proper trials yet? Did you make sure, what are the side effects? Do you know the side effects like the back of your hand? Yeah. Is this safe? I don't want you to be like, okay, it worked on this mouse or this rat. Now throw it out there. I want you to do at least a month or two of trials I want you to do some tests and make sure you know what's going on in the back of, like, I want people to know that this is a safe vaccine. Because, look, man, I mean, like, you got a lot of anti-vax people out here, right? And, you know, we're against those anti-vax people because everyone should be getting vaccinated, things like that. Anti-vax people are, you know, dangerous to say. But you're going to kind of give them fuel if you do the wrong thing. And there's a lot of states right now who are talking about this is going to be a mandatory thing. You know, a lot of people are hesitant. I've seen people go like, oh, I don't know if I want to be first in line to take the vaccine. So there's a lot of people who are like, just like, you know, your flu shot or your mumps or your measles, like it's going to be one of those things that's required before signing up for school and things like that, like just for like children and stuff. Now I've seen some states say like, you know, if you don't take it, you know, they're trying to put stuff in place like if you don't take it, they might fine you or they might try to, you know, threaten jail time and stuff like that. Exactly. So if you're putting an experimental vaccine out there and then you're going to force me to take it, and I don't know that you're 100% confident,
right?
You wild, and then you're going to give these anti-vax people the fuel they need to keep on going with their anti-vax beliefs. We want to put something out there that's safe, that we know that works, and that we know is proven, that's not going to give any anti-vax people any type of credit to be like, yeah, you see, we were right the whole time. You know, stuff like that. Yeah. That's me thinking worst case scenario, but it's also like, hey, man, I know Trump is desperate to get these votes. I know he wants to rush something out there. So when you talk about Fauci talking about January and February, I'm like, that sounds good. That sounds right on track. I mean, I know we're in August. It's going to take a little bit of time, and we're going to have to, you know, keep on being safe, keep wearing our masks, keep, you know, hygiene up.
Wear your mask.
You should be doing wear your mask.
Wear your mask.
Yeah, man. I just don't want anybody to rush something out there just to say like we got it. Like, no, I want the right thing, not the easy thing.
Yeah, you're 100% correct, bro. And to that point, bro, I got two things to say. First thing is that Putin just did the same thing.
Come on, man.
You know,
I heard he gave his daughter it.
I'm just hoping. Hey, yo, I'm just hoping that the commander-in-chief, right?
Yeah.
Of the United States of America is not following Putin's blueprint. That's all I'm hoping, you know.
I hope. We hope.
And I'm just out there because it seems kind of fishy. Second thing I got to say to that is lawsuits, man. If you don't test a vaccine and then you make it mandatory for people to take this vaccine and people start getting sick, people are going to sue the United States of America, man. And if you didn't know that, it is within your right to sue the government.
Mm-hmm.
People, I mean, what does he think is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really sure if he was just, because Trump sometimes he tweets stuff out, he just says stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure how serious.
We just got to keep an eye on him, man.
Yeah, man. I guess I have faith in the greater good that you know, that the government is a little smarter than that. You know, not to put a vaccine out here that hasn't been tested and gone through the blind studies and all of the testing protocol, man, because that can create a bigger problem, you know. You got Americans dying because you're giving them shots that are killing them. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I mean, yeah.
Hey. Like we said at the COD, we don't stray away from any situation, any topic. Yeah. We just gave you a real hot button issue. First 15 minutes, so what's up?
Yeah, we out. You know what? Let's give them two hot button issues. The post office.
All right, what's up?
And I got to come heavy on this one, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I know a lot of veterans. I'm a veteran myself, if you guys don't know that. I know a lot of veterans who work for the U.S. Post Office, right? And now they're trying to pull away benefits and they're picking up mailboxes. What are you doing?
It's rough. And look, they've been trying to do a lot of fishy stuff, you know, like take out sorting machines, take out boxes. They're trying to shut down certain post office locations, everything to just slow down the mail. Postmaster General, he's got investments in, I think he's got investments in UPS and FedEx.
Right.
Big thing is that Amazon uses the USPS heavy. So, like, he's got a beef with Amazon. So it's like your beef with Amazon and your investments is a big conflict of interest.
Amen.
And obviously you're Trump's man, so with COVID, it's like the safe thing to do is to do these mail-in ballots. So it's like it's very transparent what you're doing. So like I know like he got subpoenaed, like he's supposed to, speak in front of Congress and whatnot. He's supposed to testify. And I think what he had done is say that, none of these changes are going to be implemented until after the election because he doesn't want the optics to look like they're trying to taint the election. Like, no, you were trying to taint the election. We caught on to you.
Right.
So hopefully what they've done already isn't hurting enough.
Right.
So they did kind of get stopped in the tracks with what they're doing, but hopefully what they already did with the places they've already shut down, the sorting machines they've already cut back, the hours they've cut back from people. Hopefully that didn't mess things up already. So,
and you're 100% correct, bro. I mean, and let's be clear. I don't care what your politics are. I don't care if you're that Republican, Greenpeace. I don't care if you're a nasty roach in the projects. It don't matter to me, right?
Yeah.
Right? Do what's best for the American people. When you start hurting the American people, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Right? You're doing something wrong. These elected officials, man, they forget that they represent us.
Yeah. Who put them in office?
Yeah. So for me, like I said, being a vet, and I know some veterans who are being hurt by these decisions right now, I'm just like, man, like I can't support that. Like these decisions have to be made with us in mind, and I vote based upon what affects me, as everyone should, right?
Yep.
What's going to be best for you, your family, what you got going on. You should, as an American, vote that way, right? But we should hurt because they're beefing with Amazon or they're beefing with whoever, China.
Exactly.
We shouldn't be hurt because of that. And that's what I do have a problem with. You know what I mean? And America should stand united on that point.
Yeah.
Is that we this is our country. This is our country. They got to start looking out for our interests. Stop these little bullshit. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care what your politics are. Don't hurt the American people. And the United States Post Office is one of the oldest institutions we have here. You know what I mean?
And I see a lot of times people talk about, oh, it's losing money. It's losing money. It's not set up to make money. It's a service.
It's a service.
Anytime I know you said you served, and anytime you talk about the military, no one says the military is losing so much money a year.
Right.
It's not set up to make money. It is a service. It's a service.
Thank you. That's a solid point, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Solid point. Seriously.
It's a service.
You don't look at it like that. They looking at it business-wise, but the American government isn't a business. Let's get that straight. It's a government.
Yep.
And it provides a service to the people, which we pay taxes to. These politicians don't fund it. The people pay taxes to fund that service.
Look at your fucking paycheck.
I'm trying to renew my passport. I haven't been able to renew my passport for a month or two because it's been shut down.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, obviously I'm not traveling right now, but during COVID, the little odds and ends of your life, you're taking care of things that you should have took care of, a while ago. So now I'm like, okay, let me do this. Let me buy this. Let me fix this. Let me renew my passport. I can't even do that right now. That service.
Another crazy thing is, obviously the post office doesn't have much to do with the DMV, but it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of connected in a way because I know everyone's supposed to get this real ID, and the deadline was supposed to be October.
Right.
So all I know is if this is going on with the post office, what's going on with the DMV? I mean, they're interconnected in some way. Man, so you're gonna have to get some of your credentials from the post office, or you're gonna have to use the post office at some point to send your credentials in, and then go to the DMV, and then if the, it's just like shit.
Right,
It's
right.
like, what happens if I don't get my real ID? I can't even travel state to state.
Exactly. And the DMV is already messed up. So imagine if they start firing. like,
Come on.
can you imagine the wait time in the DMV if they start taking calls from the DMV? Come on,
Your
man.
wait time is 2 days. We'll give you a call.
Come back tomorrow.
Shit.
I'm sitting there playing 10 games of Fortnite. We got feet. We got feet.
Yeah, we got feet. What's up?
We got feet. Hey, shout out to Hairbread. Shout out to Nico. What
up? Shout out Hairbread. Shout out Nico.
Yeah, Jay Free.
Hey, man. Hey, shout out Free. Shout out Alex. Alex back.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Shout out all our guys. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like everything they do and everything that happens affects us in ways that we don't really realize until we need it. You know what I mean? Like simple, like I said, simple things like renewing my passport. I was amazed when I got that message, like, oh, we're shut down. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
All right, well, guess not.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do now?
Exactly. But moving on.
Oh yeah, and not just that. A lot of people rely on the post office to get their vaccines. We were talking about vaccines to get their medicine.
Yeah.
A lot of people's medicine is being caught up in this bureaucratic nonsense.
I heard about that, man. A lot of older people, who can't go into the hospitals because of the COVID-19, right? They don't want anybody to come to the hospital. So if you're getting your medicine mailed to the house, I mean, what do you do there? It doesn't automatically get rerouted through FedEx or UPS. So granted, get out of luck.
Right.
I got questions, Excuse me.
A lot of things are interconnected in our American system. So you try to mess with one thing, there's going to be a lot of other things that are going to happen.
And if you're listening,
a lot of other things.
If you're listening and you're not up on that issue, man, look it up. Get the facts.
Yeah, man. Save the post office.
Yeah. We're
not paying attention to what's going on around you.
That's a fact. We're not just spitting hot fire like Dylon, man. This is factual.
Hey, man. We're gonna keep the fire going though. Yeah. Keep it focused on politics real quick, since that's where we went.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, VP.
Okay.
What's your thoughts?
Come on now. All right. So what's strong about this move for Biden is that Kamala Harris was a force to be reckoned with before he picked her. Right? She was a force to be reckoned with before she picked her. She's a black politician, a woman, right? Strong woman who went to a black college. Right?
Yep, Howard University, right across the street from me.
Hey, shout out to Howard. Shout out to all Howard and anybody listening. I mean, I think that everything about it was a strong political move for him, and I think that she's going to come with a lot of good ideas, and she's going to come with a lot of things that he's going to need to adjust to. Because initially, I personally didn't feel like his and her ideals matched all the way.
I mean, I think she called him a racist. During some debates early on. So,
and that's what I'm saying.
It's one of those things where, like, hey, looking at the bright side of that comment, if she did call, not if she did call him a racist. So you can look at it like, how does this connection work? Right. She clearly called him a racist on stage. But bright side is now you are working together. Yeah. She can speak to him and say, I called you this for this, and this reason.
Yeah.
Now, another thing, when I was watching the DNC, Michelle Obama was like, Biden is a president who listens. So if all that is true, he should be sitting there and listening to Kamala and saying, okay, maybe I have some oversights. Maybe I have overlooked some things that would place me in the category of a racist.
Right.
I know he's not an outward racist, but a lot of people aren't. A lot of people do things subconsciously that to us might be like, hey, bro, like, you got some things to work on. To them, they don't even No, they don't understand it. So he has somebody in his corner who can hold him accountable, keep him sharp, And for her, she's got somebody with experience. He's been in office for 8 years with Obama. So
and I think
works.
I think Obama stepping up and kind of because at first he was kind of
he was quiet.
I mean, let's call it like it is, bro. Like at first he was kind of reluctant to put his neck out there for, you know what I mean? I think Obama might have, and I'm not saying this happened. Don't quote me on this.
Yeah.
God, and I'm gonna drop a fresh idea on the fresh, for the fresh.
Every day, fresh catch, baby. What's up?
I'm gonna say this. I think Obama or Michelle even, because people overlook Michelle a little bit. She got some political power as well. Might have pulled his coattail. Like, look, I know you and Kamala had your differences, but hey, man, getting a strong black woman to run with you might be the edge you need. Let's think about it, bro.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what separates Biden from Trump? It's a strong point.
It's two old white men. Yeah.
You feel me? And that's what I'm saying, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the parties, and I get it. People are tired of Trump, and people, he sometimes he says the wrong thing, and I'm just like, look at this dude.
Yeah.
But ultimately, what's the edge? What edge could Biden actually have over Trump? Like you said, two old white
men. They're two older white men. I mean, they're on different party lines, but Biden is somebody who is kind of like a status quo guy. A lot of times where, look, Kamala on her run said she wanted to legalize marijuana.
Right.
Biden on his run said he did not want to legalize marijuana.
He don't like the tree.
So that it's one of those things where it's like one of them is a little bit more progressive. The other one is just like status quo. He kind of just wants to go back to the way things were. He did sign that crime bill back in '94, but he also did speak out and say, he was sorry for signing that bill. So It's one of those things where he has done some things in the past that people didn't like. He's now speaking out against it now, but, just with that marijuana thing, that's not the only thing, but that is just an example of he just kind of wants things to just stay how they are.
Right.
As you see, there's people who are marching in the street and they haven't stopped for months.
Yeah, and it's not.
Now they're not marching for marijuana, but they are marching for progressive measures to be, taken place and to be had in office.
Right.
So just on that example, is Biden your progressive candidate? There is a lot more progressive candidates running, but the DNC went with somebody who they felt is safe. Because I guess to them, there's a whole lot of young fire out there, people in the streets marching, you and me talking, who say there's a lot of changes that need to be happening in America. But there's also that older voting group who might get scared of a progressive politician and think, oh, we're going to go way too far into the future. Maybe they're not ready to set some of these things in place that people need.
Exactly.
And I'm not talking marijuana. Don't get us stuck on that. I'm just saying, like, as far as say like prison reform, things like that. Now Kamala, she's a prosecutor. She was a top prosecutor. She's spoke out, in favor of prison reform. You have Biden who's speaking in favor of prison reform, but their ideas of prison reform might be two different things. Right. He might want to move a little bit slower than Kamala. Kamala probably wants to move slower than the people want her to move. So it's one of those things where Biden might just want to, go to that America of the Obama term.
Exactly.
When, you're liberal, but how much things are really changing? It's rosy, but how much things are really changing? There's still things in the underbelly that are disturbing some people in America.
Right.
Now, I guess, people who march in the streets really want someone to clean all that up, have those tough conversations. Biden doesn't seem like he wants those conversations. He kind of just wants to be like, hey, I want to clean up this COVID mess. Yeah. I want to get us back to being a superpower, a respected superpower in the world. And then I want to coast.
Yeah. But see, that's why,
But hopefully with Kamala there, she's not going to let him coast.
and that's why it's gonna be rough, bro. Because like at this time, right?
Yeah.
Let's get it. Let's be real. Let's be real right now. On the state of the economy. The economy was doing all right before COVID-19.
Yeah.
The COVID-19 hit, everything went to the dumps, right? So
Yep.
whether it's Trump, whether Biden and Kamala get elected and grab the reins, America, there's one direction America has to go, and that's up, right? People have to start working.
Yeah.
We got to get a vaccine. So ultimately, man, like it's kind of funny because no matter what your political party is right now or your political affiliation, there's only one way for us to go. You know what I mean? Like there is, because everybody got to start working, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can't throw more taxes on the people, and we ain't working.
No.
You know what I mean?
Ain't no money to pay the tax.
Ain't nobody to pay the taxes, so it's kind of funny. It's kind of unique in 2020 in that aspect. You know what I mean? Like there's only one way to go, regardless of who's in office. There's only one way to go. like change might come, right? Or change gonna come, as they say. But I think that it's going to be more social than financial. On that note, I gotta say this, man. Justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for Elijah McClain. We out here.
Keep it going. Keep it going. What's up? Told you we ain't straying away from no topic.
Hey.
It's you early. Episode 10. That's what you come for.
Hey, take it.
That's what you come for.
Like Diddy. You feel me? Like Diddy. And to those points, that's what I mean, bro. Like justice reform, the way that and honestly, man, the ideals of the executive department and judicial branch, passing these laws, like for instance, right? You said prison reform. I'm here in Denver. Weed is legal in Denver, right? Man, it's people in other states right now, bro, doing 30 years for a half an hour. Doing 30 years, bro.
Yeah.
For a weed that grows naturally.
I know they're looking at the news every day. Sick. And
it's people, you know what I'm saying, on 420 celebrating. And they locked up 30 years off the tree. Like, come on, man. Does that seem like justice to you? That's not justice.
Yeah, what they need to do is be let out right now and get their record expunged.
And that's it.
And they need to be sent to the front of the line if they do decide to legally sell again.
And that's it, bro. But unfortunately, in our country, if you got a felony, which those were considered felonies, right? You can't vote, or you can't register for this. Like, come on, man.
But there's so many people out here who are putting up the apple of marijuana. Like if you go to California, you can walk into stores that look just like an Apple store to buy weed. Everything looks so clean and pristine, and you're typing on your tablet and you're ordering your ounce.
Yeah, do I want the ounce or do I want the edible? Who knows?
Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
A lot of things that need to get regulated in America, but we gonna see, man. Election day is coming up, and the COD will have an episode. That's gonna be an episode for the ages.
Hey, register to vote. Not register.
Hey, might gotta sign up for Twitch and do a live stream episode election day.
That's crazy.
All right. But look, man, we talking about justice. Jam Master Jay's killers have been indicted.
Whoa. And also
after 18 years.
Allegedly, right? They killed his nephew as well.
Yeah.
Man, what's beef? Biggie said it best. What was really going on?
Hey, still waters run deep.
Hey, give us the details, bro. What did they say was going on?
Fam.
What do they think happened?
All right. So, man, Jam Master Jay was killed in 2002. Gunshot wound to his head when he was in his studio in Queens. So far, it has been a cold case, unsolved. but his killers have recently been indicted. I guess at the time, one of them was 18, one of them was like in their 30s. So now, I think, late 30s, and the other guy is like 50 something, already like locked up.
Right.
So, one of them was locked up on some drug charges, and I guess had started speaking because he has no I guess chance of getting out. His charges, he's not getting out, so he's singing. The other one was charged with killing Jam Master Jay's nephew. So while they caught him for that, they started speaking to him, and he sang and said, he had killed Jam Master Jay.
Right.
So their stories both correlated, and now you have them indicted. But this whole time they were looking for a motive. Cops have been investigating and looking for a motive. It was one of those things where 50 Cent was Jam Master Jay's protege. Right. And 50, he was shot 9 times, famously, and he was part of, I think, the Supreme team, who, I'm not talking about the skateboard company. I'm talking about, Supreme McGriff, a legendary New York gangster. So, with 50, being so young back then, he wasn't the 50 that we know now, but just that energy that 50 had carried his whole career, I think the cops looked at it like, was this because of 50? He was your protege, you're working with him. Was this some street stuff that came because of 50? Because, if you look at Run DMC, they never were gangsters.
At all.
They never brought that energy in their music. So why would somebody shoot him?
Right.
I guess what these killers have said is that, or what they've discerned through their investigation, is that I think Jam Master Jay knew these guys from the streets. And since he was on, and it was in 2002, so Run DMC weren't really in their prime in 2002. This was kind of like when things have slowed down for them. They were elder statesmen of the music game at that point. They're not so active. They might be doing shows here and there, but they're not like, releasing an album every year type of thing. So it was one of those things like, what's really going on? I guess Jam Master Jay had already, made his money at that point in his career. And since he knew these people from the block, I guess some type of transaction went down where Jam had agreed to fund their drug operation. Now, I don't know what drug it was, but, we can just say like, hey, I'll give you so much money to buy so much pounds of weed. Obviously, if somebody's killing you, it's got to be something more than weed. But let's just say he gave somebody so many pounds for weed. Now, maybe they need some more money. Maybe, something happens. Jam Master Jay says, I want out. I'm not funding you anymore.
Exactly.
There comes gunshots.
Exactly. And you know what? I want to shout out to 52, man, because I'm reading that Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter.
Let's go.
Amazing book. If you guys haven't picked that up, pick it up, man. I've seen a whole new side of 50 that I didn't even know. Well, I knew it existed, but to hear his perception of everything that's going on, and his experiences as a businessman and as a rap artist, and from him starting to getting where he is today, it's just, it's phenomenal. But shout out to 50. But I think you're 100% right, man. I think that Jam Master Jay, man, like Run DMC never had that persona. That was never their MO, right? And then boom, he gets killed. His nephew gets killed. So obviously they were involved in something. Something was going on. And for them to try, and they're like, oh well, rap music, 50 Cent. It's like, nah, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't be reaching like that. Like, you're gonna involve somebody because they rapping about gangster shit, and it's like, nah, man. But it was sad. It was very sad. I mean, Run DMC. If you guys don't know who Run DMC, which everybody who's listening to me should know who Run DMC is. But if you don't know who Run DMC is, man, they are iconic rap groups of of the rap age. I'm talking
Yes,
Shelton,
sir.
Adidas. You know,
Yep. They put on Adidas. I mean, look, Adidas was the company, but they'll tell you themselves like they were trying to, get a foothold in America. They were really trying to get a grip on America. They were popular worldwide, but Nike was killing them in America, and they didn't really have outside of their tracksuits.
right?
Adidas wasn't selling shoes in America. I
No,
mean,
not at
like
all. Not at
they
all.
they didn't have the market share like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they'll tell you themselves in any documentary you ever watch, not about Run DMC, about Adidas the company. The company will tell you that once Run DMC did the song My Adidas, that's when their stock shot up through the roof. That's when they really got cultural capital.
Exactly,
And there would be no Yeezy without Run DMC
exactly.
because Adidas was really like, I mean, just like every other, sporting company, Adidas was just focused on the athlete. The athlete has to sell the shoes. The athlete has to sell the shoes. But, Run DMC did this on their own. And then once Adidas saw their sales going through the roof, they reached out and they, got in contact and they started making it official, giving them free shoes, sponsoring Run DMC. And ever since then, Adidas has put an importance on lifestyle influencers. So
Hey
people
man,
outside of the sports world.
hey, the culture. Shout out to the culture again. Here we
Come
are
on.
in the
Come
flesh.
on. I mean, you have Pharrell. You have Pharrell who has a Adidas sneaker. Pusha T who has an Adidas sneaker.
Come on,
Um,
man.
that's just rappers. I mean,
How many
there's
athletes are sponsored by Adidas? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah. So I mean, without Run DMC, you're not gonna get Yeezy.
yeah.
You're not gonna get the $1 billion company that Yeezy himself has with Adidas today.
They paved the way to real corporate sponsorships for artists,
Yeah,
for athletes. And
yeah,
I don't know if you know this, but a lot of athletes, they don't get paid anything by their organizations. But you know
yeah.
what makes them money? The sponsorships. So
Sponsorships.
we're talking about some trailblazers. Man, him getting Jam Master Jay getting killed was no little thing, you know.
No,
So if you don't
no.
know about that story, go ahead and look it up. It's good that they found out who did it. It wasn't just. It's not just another cold case in
It
America.
gives his family some closure.
Exactly, because he was an icon. Period.
Yep.
So that's important to know.
Big facts. Big facts.
Important to know, bro.
Now, let's stay in music. Let's
All
stay
right.
in music. Drake and Little Durk, man.
Come on, man. Little dirty.
And it's not just music. It's let's take it from Adidas to Nike because Drake, I guess he's getting ready to release some type of merch through Nike. I
Yes.
know he did kind of have a deal with Adidas for a little bit. It never really materialized because Pusha T kind of stepped on that with his diss track, and he said the story of Adidon. Don. Now, that was Drake's Adidas line that he was going to dedicate to his son, but because the whole thing went down with the Pusha T
Right.
diss track, he nixed it, went back to Nike, and now he had released this new song and video with Lil Durk called "Laugh Now, Cry Later." And at
Hot.
the end of the video, yep, raw ass song. At the end of the video, it says OVO. That's it. So he kind of also, we spoke about this on an earlier pod too about what happens if Drake goes independent. He's independent now. He's independent. Now,
Hey,
this is a raw ass video, right? And if you see,
babe,
Drake is he's jet skiing in Portland, at the Nike employee store.
baby.
He's jet skiing in the lake. He's in the employee store.
Yes.
All his homies is fitted out in Nike. He's got a lot of Nike athletes in the video. His merch for the album is all going to be made by Nike. So right now, him as an independent artist, he's utilizing his deal with Nike to fund his music.
Facts.
So Nike is kind of bankrolling the operation right now.
Strong move.
So
Strong
it is a
business move.
strong move. It's a very strong business move. You can't
Yeah.
hate on it.
Yeah, he's leveraging his sponsorship to support his real bread and butter, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's important, and I mean, honestly, man, like I said, a Chicago
Just
artist,
like an athlete. Hey,
a Chicago artist. You know, we from
shout
Chicago.
out Lil Durk.
Shout out Lil Durk, man. I can't be mad at that, bro. He jumped on the bandwagon. They rolling. You know, I mean, Drake, man, King Midas, right? So now he's out. Now he's out. You know what I'm saying? So now he's out here.
Yeah, Drewski in the video.
Come on, man. Come on now. They're out there. So it's one of those things. You gotta respect the business mentality of Drake and what he's doing and promoting. And even at the end, right? He's in Nike's facility. He's doing his thing for Nike, right? But then even at the end, he plugs his own, right? OVO. And everybody
OVO.
And if you haven't seen it yet, if you could jump online, jump on their website. They got their own merch. They got their own style. They got everything, going for themselves. So they don't, it's not a Nike brand. But But hey, he's leveraging.
Hey, man.
Hey, shout out to him for real. Shout out
Drake. Hey, man, we talking about Lil Durk. We talking about Durk, right? He's having a moment right now. Chicago's own not only hopped on the biggest artist single, but he also hopped on the greatest artist album. Durk, who would have thought Little Durk would have a feature on Nas's album?
Come on, man. We
King's Disease.
King's Disease. Hey, check this out, y'all. The other night, I almost had a heart attack because I'm right. I'm like, man, I gotta go to work the next day. I'm preparing myself mentally and just organizing some things on my laptop. Boom. Now Nas's album King's Disease drops, 12 p.m. Eastern time. I'm whoa, right? So it's 10 p.m. my time. Then boom, I look like Jay-Z, Pharrell, Jay-Z. I'm like, whoa. What the fuck is going on tonight?
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, look. You know what's funny is that Budden on the podcast, he said, look, every time Nas has dropped, Jay-Z has dropped. Right. He was like, I thought the beef was over, but Jay-Z is petty because he keeps dropping when Nas is dropping. Now, we took that as a joke, right? Right. Somebody pulled up the stats, and they've shown that Jay-Z kind of has dropped every time Nas has dropped for the past, there was a considerable amount of time when this didn't happen, like a kind of a 10-year gap. But ever since, I think It Was Written, which is Nas's second album,
right.
Jay-Z has dropped something every time Nas has dropped something. Jay-Z has, I say, a 10-year gap or so then, Jay-Z fans can say, hey, it doesn't, look, it's a 10-year gap. But on that list is about 9 or 10 releases.
Right.
Where you drop on the same day.
It's the battle of the gods, bro. They motivate each other.
Now, what did you think of Entrepreneur? What did you think of Pharrell and Jay-Z's track?
I think Entrepreneur was a real message, bro. If you listen to it, it's very pro-black. It's pro, progressive as far as, black people business-wise and socially. So, I can never deny that, right?
Yeah.
I can deny that because we need that going on. But on the other end as well, King's Disease is a classic.
Come on, man. Man.
I listened to it 3 times, bro, and I said, man, you know what?
Hit Boy snapped.
I knew Nas was doing this thing with his label, right? Mass Appeal.
Yeah.
So Nas owns that label, correct?
Yep. Facts.
Nas has his own label, Mass Appeal, which notably he has Dave East on, who, if you don't know who
Dave is,
you need to get in tune. He's a monster.
Get in tune. Hey.
He has his own following, lyrical, just like Nas, right? And it's coming up under Nas, just like 50 did Eminem. So I mean,
Yep.
that's solid. That's solid. But King's Disease is a classic. Okay, it's a
Hey,
classic.
man.
And honestly, you are absolutely correct. At first, I thought about it like, man, this is Pharrell's track and Jay's just featured on it, right? And I'm like, nah, son. I'm like, I'm like, nah, man. Like, Nas dropping it in Jay-Z being on the track, like, because Jay he just doesn't drop on anybody's track, bro. Like,
Anything. Yeah.
yeah, he ain't. I don't think that's random. We call it
Nah.
the kind
Yeah.
of conspiracy theories, man. The kind.
The Kai conspiracies. What's up?
Come
But
on.
yeah, man. I mean, look, it wasn't. I guess it's friendly competition. Their beef has been squashed.
Yeah,
They've worked together over the years, and if you listen to their tracks, there's no mention of each other. There's no subliminal disses. Both of the tracks are about, I guess not tracks, because Jay-Z just released a track, Nas had released an album.
right.
But you listen to the track for Jay-Z, beat aside, I guess, some people had said they were disappointed in Pharrell's beat. I guess a lot of people said they only liked Jay's verse. Like they went there for Jay's verse. That was the selling point.
Right.
But regardless, message of
Message is
Jay-Z's
solid.
song, Black Empowerment, message for Nas's album, Black Empowerment.
Mhm.
So regardless, these two kings are dropping messages on people.
Facts.
The same message. So whether you're a Jay-Z fan or a Nas fan, or whether you're both, you're going to listen, and the content is just going to hammer home Black empowerment, which people need right now.
Absolutely. And I honestly, I got to put this out there, right? Black empowerment doesn't mean that you're anti-white.
Exactly.
Let me repeat that again for those who are listening, whose friends or family or cousins or anybody might be around, co-workers, they don't get it. Black empowerment doesn't mean anti-white. I got plenty of white friends. We got plenty of white friends.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't mean.
Shout out Luca.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean.
Yeah.
It just means
exactly
we feeling good about ourselves, which we should be.
Exactly.
For once in America.
Come on. Come on. And look, man, you don't be obtuse. We know what America's history is.
You know what it is.
So
stop it. And on that note, bro, I gotta say this. I saw a video of Nas, and I'm proud of Nas too. I'm proud of all these artists, honestly. I saw a video of Nas in the studio with Dre on the tables. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. So he ain't slowing down. He ain't stopping.
Come on,
he got some more music in the works. Exactly.
And if you guys remember the East Coast, West Coast beef, man, that was deep.
Yep.
That was deep. So seeing Dr. Dre, I mean, another guy, right? In the music, man, you seeing Dr. Dre sitting there with Nas, bro, coming up with magic. I mean, that's empowering in itself. That's empowering.
Hey, one thing I'm very proud of is, a lot of people like to talk about Nas's beat selection. They like to say Nas is the god MC, but beat-wise, he might not be picking the best. He might not have the best ear beat-wise.
No.
Now, when you look at Jay-Z and his whole career, Jay-Z's really focused on kind of that mainstream, like, I'm going to give you these lyrics, but, I'm going to make sure this can bang in the club. So Jay-Z's way more focused on that mainstream appeal, where Nas is like, I'm underground all the way, even though I'm one of the most visible underground guys. Even though I've been selling platinum every album, I'm still going to be, he said it himself in his most recent Hot 97. He said my goal is always about the message. He's like, I'm just going to give music to the people, for the people, by the people, about the people. So he doesn't necessarily care about making a club banger or whatnot. But the thing I like with Nas is that, especially with this album, is that, he reached out to Hit Boy, especially after that Kanye album, which, oh my God, that Kanye album was trash. Like when it was Nas produced by Kanye, and I'll tell you, like, Kanye said that, or I think Nas and Kanye both said that Nas had like sent over vocals. I think he had tracks already done.
Right.
And they had tracks done. And he said that last minute, Kanye had taken the beats off of all those songs that they had finished and made new beats to his vocals. And if you listen to that, it's like that could work sometimes, but it's like you're kind of taking away the original swing of what was going on in the studio.
Exactly.
So for this time, and at that time, Kanye was like doing 7-track albums. You know, he was doing like he was trying to do an album every week or something. So he was already pushing himself and rushing himself. You can't rush Nas. So it didn't come out great. It didn't look good for somebody of Nas's stature. So fast forward to now with King's Disease, he's locked in with another producer for the whole project, just Hit Boy on all the beats. If you don't know Hit Boy, he was the dude who produced Niggas in Paris for Watch the Throne. So you already know what he's bringing to the table. He snapped. He gave beats that are in Nas's wheelhouse, and he kind of updated them for a modern sound. So whether you are you and me at our age and rocking with Nas because we grew up on Nas and knew where Nas come from, or you can be a 21-year-old who is like, I like Hit Boy, let me see who this Nas guy is, you're going to rock with it. Right. Now, another thing that people were unsure of is how is Nas going to sound rapping next to Big Sean and new guys like Don Toliver or Lil Durk, like I told you. He even had Fabio Foreign, one of the new New York drill guys, ASAP Ferg.
Hey, it worked, bro. It all worked.
Yeah. Like all these people stepped their game up hard. I mean, Don Toliver, he kind of sang like a he kind of interpolated Ella Mai, her song Trip.
Right.
You know, just go listen to the project, man. Like, it's hard, bro. It's hard. I was happy they delivered because a lot of people kept telling me, like, you see this track list, bro? I don't want to hear Nas next to these guys. Like, well, this is not going to sound good.
Bro, when you step in the studio with Nas, bro, you gotta
step it up.
Yeah. Your A game. I don't care what you have written down on pad, bro. You crumble that up and you write something new. Because once you hear Nas's verse, you like, man, bro, you know, I can't eat at the dinner table with Zeus and not come with the heat.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Not come with the work. But hey, bro, I gotta mention something to you though, man. You brought up Kanye, bro.
Yeah.
I know we try to steer clear of Kanye. But
yeah.
Well, I try to steer clear of Kanye because he was from Chicago, but he owns something. He owns one right now. But he posted up a Kanye 2020 vision poster, right? And the top a bunch of pictures of a bunch of like influential people, famous people, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And this checkerboard thing on Twitter. But
I've seen it.
The very first, you saw it?
Kirsten Dunst.
Hey, you know what I was going. Hey, Kirsten Dunst, the actress. If you guys don't know who she is, you can Google her. She's the very first picture. And she tweets at Kanye's poster that he posted, like, what is the message here and why am I a part of it? And I'm just like, bro, I almost fell out of my chair. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I tried to hold it together.
I didn't even recognize her at first. I was just like, I was looking at it too, like, what's going on here? I was like, okay, so I guess he's just putting up a whole bunch of people to show like diversity or something, or show that he's a man of the people.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because at first, from a glance, it's like you have, you know, a white woman, a white man, you got black people, you got some Asian person. So I get it. It was like it's all races, Kanye Vision 2020, he's for the people, right? But if you really want to nitpick, it's like you got this white woman all the way at the top. And you got like two more white men, and then you got black people, and then you got Asian people. I was like, is he trying to say a hierarchy type of thing? Like there's white people at the top? Like I was like, all right, maybe I'm looking too deep into it. It's just a multicultural thing. Let me step back. I don't want to be like just because she's up here. But then when she said that, I was like, wait, that's a picture of Kirsten Dunst? I was like, and she doesn't know what she's doing. Like Kanye just pulled random pictures off of Google and said, put them here, put them there, put them like.
He just cropped them and made a poster,
a little collage,
without getting permission of their likeness or whatever. But it was just funny, bro, because Kirsten Dunst being influential as she is as well.
Yeah.
she's pretty much like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah. Like, no one called me for this.
yeah, why? What is this message? Why am I a part of it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, yo, he got called out real quick, and it's like, is that can't?
Yeah.
I was like, Kanye, that can't be the vision for 2020, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, why me? Why me?
It was hilarious. It was hilarious, man.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
But check out that.
he got pulled off a couple ballots. He's still on some ballots.
Yeah.
Let's just hope he don't derail this election. There's not much to say on Kanye. I mean, the hats look nice.
Hey, man,
He's always a fashion guy, right?
Hey, I want one of the hats. I do. I want one of the hats, but all the voters out there, make wise decisions, please.
Yeah. Make very wise decisions.
That's all I gotta say.
Before we hop off of music, number one record in the country right now.
Give it to me.
WAP. What you think about it, man? I mean, we're kind of at the end of its controversy. By the time that we're recording this episode, all the Republicans and conservatives have already kind of voiced their opinion on WAP for reasons why I'm unsure. Why are you paying so much close attention to music?
Well, let me say,
I guess people feel uncomfortable with women speaking on their body parts.
I gotta drop this. First of all, this is entertainment, right? So sex sells.
Yeah,
Women
know this.
Women empowerment is huge right now, which it should be.
Yeah.
Women, it should be. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion came out with this video, controversial, came out with this song talking about the puss. And I gotta say this, man. I gotta say it. People love it. Women love it. I can't tell you how many women I've seen repost.
It's a good message, bro.
Crop it in their Instagram stories with them sitting there in a sexy dress. Like it's empowerment and them taking hold of them owning their sexuality. You know what I mean? Them being comfortable in their own skin. And then there was this big thing with Kylie. And I'm just like, if they chose to have Kylie in the video, they chose to have Kylie in the video. Why all the shit? It's women empowerment. Women empowerment doesn't have an ethnicity, right? Like, be secure with yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm not against it, bro. And like I said, the numbers show that people like it. So, I mean, everybody else can.
It's a good message. I mean, I would rather my girl to have WAP than be without it. So, I don't think anyone wants the dry. So, what you mad at?
Turn sprinklers on. You feel me? Shit.
Hey. Now, this song also had Meg Thee Stallion on it. She's been in some controversy of her own since before this video.
Yeah.
She just got on IG Live and actually said it. We had all been thinking it. They'd alluded to it, but she actually said Tory Lanez shot her. Verbatim, she said Tory Lanez shot her.
Wow. But you know what? They've been both of them been kind of like playing it, like downplaying it.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, I'm like, what happened in that car? What argument?
What really happened?
What really happened? Because she's not pressing charges, right?
Yeah. She has not pressed charges. So, and she actually said she was trying to protect him. I guess she said at first she wasn't saying anything because she was scared. She said the police were very aggressive and them all being black and then there being a gun in the car. She didn't want to say anything about anyone shot her because she just didn't want the police to shoot them. Right,
with the current climate, I get it. Yeah.
Exactly. So now that things have gone on and progressed, I saw, some type of press release saying sources close to the investigation say that Meg's injuries more closely resemble her stepping on a piece of glass. And, when I read sources close to the investigation, I'm thinking the investigation means police. So sources close must mean police.
Police.
Just because, Tory is the one being investigated. So how could he be a source close to the investigation?
Exactly.
But when she got on her IG Live, she alluded to the fact that that story came from Tory's publicist. So she was like, your publicists are out here making me look crazy. I did get shot at. Now, she said she got shot in her feet, but she didn't break any bones.
Right.
And, a lot of people had said, your foot is damn near all bone. So how did you not break any type of bone? She showed her picture, and it looks like, she got grazed or she got, sprayed with shrapnel or something. So it doesn't look like a direct hit, but if people are speculating that Tori probably shot by her feet or near her feet or missed her feet or shot to the ground and then the bullet ricocheted and grazed her, or some shrapnel sprayed across her. Either way, he shot, she got injured.
Right.
We don't know why he shot. We don't know what was going on beforehand. We don't know anything, but she's injured. He was the one with the gun. So, we gotta figure out what's going on. Prayers for Megan. She's a woman, so I'm not speaking out against her.
Yeah.
I support her. Tory, he should never. I mean, not just Tory, but any man shouldn't, feel the need to, one, be violent with a woman, but two, even feel like they should shoot at a woman.
Right.
So
you hear that?
It's a weird situation. I think everyone wants to know the story.
You heard me? I said, you hear that, Vado?
Oh yeah. Hey, that's a nice tie-in. I see you.
Yeah,
all right,
that's huge. Yeah. Shout out to them though. They got the #1 song in the country. Cardi B. Cardi just always doing her thing, man. She's a family woman now.
Yeah.
So, and man, it's good to see some woman empowerment. There's always gonna be critics for anything that comes out, right? There's always going to be critics. So, as long as you can roll with the punches, full steam ahead. That's what I say. Full speed ahead.
Full steam ahead. What's up?
That's what I say. So,
sheesh.
So we got to jump off music now, man. We got a lot happening.
Yeah, man.
Jumping off the music thing, man. I want to tie into T-Mobile buying Sprint, man. I want to bring that up. And I'm going to bring that up because there's a lot of conspiracy theory out here about the 5G towers, right? And the wildest one I heard was like the 5G towers was causing COVID-19, which is ludicrous. We all know it's ludicrous now. But T-Mobile bought Sprint, huge move. They had some visuals and things going on previously. But it seems like they're getting their thing together. They're tying into Google. Google Maps was glitching when they first did it. But what's your thoughts on this, man? Like tech, right? Because we just had Thug the Bugger on here. So tech.
Shout out Thug.
Shout out the Thug of the Bugger. And what I want to know
is, man, these things have been happening for a while.
Right.
I remember ever since I was a kid, I feel like, phone companies have been merging and buying up each other. I remember, like, from my first flip phone, Verizon had bought up some company. I forget it now because, the company don't exist anymore. It's Verizon.
Oh.
So, it's just the way of the world, man. Like, companies are always going to merge and buy up other companies. I guess right now, since those things have been happening for ages, the phone companies that are still around are huge. It's not like back then when Verizon is buying up a small, phone company, or Verizon is buying a smaller phone company and merging with them.
Right.
The fact that T-Mobile is buying Sprint, they're both huge companies.
Huge.
They're both huge companies. And it's bigger than just one company buying a smaller company. It's like two huge conglomerates now being a giant-ass company, a big entity. So another thing is, were they not beefing? I mean, not really beefing, but like weren't there whole commercials like against each other?
Their commercials
Like
were against each
the
other.
Sprint guy and the T-Mobile guy was that. And didn't the one guy move from their company, the spokesperson, and go to the other company?
Hey, can you hear me now?
Were those?
Yeah.
Yeah, were those not the two companies?
No. I
Or am I thinking of two different companies?
think it might have been Verizon and Sprint. I think it's Verizon and Sprint.
Okay.
But I mean,
Okay.
but even him, he worked for T-Mobile now. You know what I mean? So,
Look.
yo, I feel like
Yeah.
and it's funny, man. The reason that this is such a huge subject. First,
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
yeah.
I was
No,
gonna say,
I was gonna say if it really was Verizon versus Sprint, it just makes Sprint that much bigger to then compete against Verizon. Like, all right,
exactly.
you bought up T-Mobile because T-Mobile is no small company. So
Right. And see, that's the thing, bro. It's huge because it's showing that even during COVID-19, right, where people are losing their
yeah,
there's so much going on. Moves are still being made. Moves in the market, people purchasing properties, people buying up companies that aren't doing so well. Like there's still business opportunities being made, right? So going back to the previous episode that we have with Thug the Bugger, we brought, and even me, wearing my shirt, generational wealth, right? It's important to pay attention to the moves that are happening, right? It's important to pay attention to the moves that are happening in the world, man, because there's money to be made, and there's always going to be opportunity, right?
Look, man. If you really peep right now, I was, I'll start with a small company. I was just looking at I was just listening to the Complex Sneakers podcast,
Right.
and they were interviewing Josh Luber. I'm pretty sure is still the CEO if he didn't step down of StockX. He's the founder of StockX. If you don't know what StockX is, it is an app that has kind of transformed the secondary sneaker market, the resale market, into a live stock market. So you can see, your Air Jordan 1, sells at this price for this month. It might dip to this price the next month. It's a live stock market for sneakers. They had their two best months of business in the past 2 months. In an age where people kind of have to stay inside, you can't really freely go outside to flex your sneakers.
Exactly.
Schools are closed down, so you can't really be in school. Like, you know how it is when you buy a new pair of sneakers, you're in school showing them off to friends. Right. You can't really do that. But somehow they had their two biggest months. Now they sell more than sneakers, but still it's like people are racking up sneakers in their downtime in quarantine.
Exactly.
And it's not just StockX. I started with StockX as a niche company, but if you look at Home Depot, through the roof.
Amazon.
Grocery stores. Amazon. Through the roof. Tesla. Through the roof. Mm-hmm. A lot of these businesses, big businesses, are like up like 1,000%. Like they're going through the roof right now.
Yeah.
Big business is going through the roof right now.
Absolutely.
UPS, FedEx.
Let's get it on, man. Like
through the roof.
And that's what I'm thinking, bro. Like a lot of these government organizations, like we talked about the post office earlier, right? If the post office goes out of business, right, or if they cut the post office, I guess take it away from certain cities or certain parts of the U.S. and they don't ship and they're not shipping and it's not reliable, what are people going to do? They're going to use FedEx. Yeah. They're going to use UPS. They're going to use DHL. They're going to use secondary, private shipping companies. Now you got the logistics industry that's going to go through the roof because no more U.S. Post Office. So it's like, it begs the question, bro. It's like, are you paying attention to the trends? Are you seeing what's happening?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are going on business-wise, like how you said, USPS, the Postal Service, is much faster than all those other secondary services.
Absolutely.
Even though you'd like to think, oh yeah, I pay for something to be shipped through FedEx or UPS or DHL, it's going to show up to me that much faster and guaranteed. Exactly. Not necessarily. USPS, the regular post office, is going to get something to you like in half the time that it's going to take to get from any of these other secondary sources.
Right.
But in this age where there's so much going on, you gotta, pay attention to COVID. You gotta, stay home. So many places are closed. You can't really go out like that. What's going on with the election? There's so much distraction happening now that if you're not paying attention to the business sector, they're doing all they can to maximize their profits.
Absolutely.
And they're working. So, it's one thing, oh yeah, USPS, election fraud, yeah. But, all the tampering done with that is pushing people to go and use these secondary markets, and those are going through the roof.
Yeah, they're making money.
So, I mean, people are using this opportunity of COVID, this downtime, this, tragic time of COVID to cash out.
Exactly. Come on. And they're going to make
mean, like Tesla having their best, like Elon Musk, skyrocketing the fourth richest person in the world.
Right.
How many people are buying Teslas right now? I mean, I thought everyone was out of work. Something is going on where they're finding loopholes to maximize profits.
Hey, bro.
All these companies.
Follow the money.
All these companies.
Follow the money.
Foot Locker, 2 quarters in a row now, increased sales.
Exactly.
Like I said, we can't be out there. I guess people can jog now, but it's like,
hey man, they're stuffing in their
people buying a lot of shoes.
I want to say they're stuffing in their Air Force Ones in their bathroom. You know what I mean?
Come on, cuz.
Something going on we don't know about.
I guess people still got to look fresh on the gram.
Yeah, I guess so.
But something's not. I guess and the StockX guy had said like. He said a lot of factors have contributed to that. He said people are sitting at home. A lot of brick and mortars have shut down. So if you do want some new shoes, or if you do feel like, hey, I can't get to the gym, I want to jog outside, I need new shoes, where are you going to look? You search shoes. You can't go to the store. You can't go to the mall. StockX is going to show up. And then he said, people got their stimulus checks. They spending bread. Now, I got a stimulus check. I haven't spent it. I saved it. But, for a lot of other people, they spent that stimulus check money. And I'm sure a lot of other businesses are had banked on people spending that stimulus check money. And it seems like they have, because businesses right now are booming somehow. It doesn't make sense, but they're booming. And look, man, this ties back into our conversation with Justin. When businesses are booming, what is booming? The stock market. So if you're not paying attention, start paying attention. You can make money. You can make money yourself. You can make money yourself out here.
Absolutely. I mean, everything from shoe companies to clothing companies to, like you said, Home Depots to tea shops.
Yeah. Hey, cuz. If you see a business out here that might need some help, maybe speak to them and see if you could throw them a couple dollars, invest, make your money back. Percentages. Get some equity.
That's right. That's right, man. Hey, we're really, really happy that you guys are tuning in. This is episode 10 of the COD. Like we mentioned earlier, Neil Magny, he's actually fighting Robbie Lawler. And
yes, sir.
UFC in Vegas, August 29th, 2020. So we'll repost that episode.
And the 28th is your birthday.
That's right.
So, that's coming up. Right. My birthday was on the 14th. I dropped a track for it, 30 bars.
Come on now.
So I think to close this episode out, I'm gonna end it with that track. Give y'all a little taste.
Hey, this is the COD Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. The Benchmark episode 10 is Paul and Ryan, and we're gonna end this episode. We'll end this episode with 30 bars by our own C, the MC.
Yes, sir. Catch y'all next week. Thanks. But they say it when I gon' turn 30. They ain't think that I be dirty, ride around in an MD skirt. And I made the LP and the EP worth it. Everybody podcast, but I got my version. I'm either wash detergent or I'm on top splurging. It depends on who be telling, and if they telling is they cursing. We can meet up online or we can talk in person. Might put you in these verses, but I don't want it to worsen. Have somebody put a name to your face. What if they came to your place? I'm really trying to be a grace in a world full of hate. When they talk about age, is it just another page or it's the starting of a new chapter? I've been after everything that I haven't captured, and why I had to take the rapture for my raps to matter. Y'all got my back, I'm flattered. I'm blowing rings like Saturn, and something better than a Saturn. Know you peeping the pattern. Everything I do is luxury, nigga. They might come for me, nigga. I need a 9 with a beam like a Suntory, nigga. Don't have me pouring out liquor when they mention your name. This a different type of game, man. The next 10 years, I'm coming for everything here. I need the money and the power of respect. Like the lock, see I'm good on any Chicago or DC block. Might take it back and have a CD drop. Call it vintage, y'all niggas don't listen. Y'all niggas buying box for shoes. You got to lose, I ain't got to prove. My integrity is solid. How you think I got the wallet? Need a favor, I can call it. Can you even say the same? You can't even stay the same. And I'm chillin', sitting on my way to $500,000. Give me 30 more and I'll have about $1 billion.
Next 10 years, I should see about $1 billion. All for the love of drug dealing.